Okay, I'm live. Just checking this sound system out. I am planning on having later in the evening. So basically, I'm coming on live. I just want to check the quality of my video. I just purchased a webcam, so on YouTube. I'm also live on Facebook. I know it's Super Bowl Sunday. A lot of people are maybe, watching football, coming in. So, but I do have people joining in and tuning in on YouTube. Can you all hear me? Well, you can't see it, but I have this microphone connected. So just trying to see if all my connections are available. Hello, Facebook. It's the Dixon Rentals. Can you hear me well on Facebook? YouTube, someone comment in the live chat. Let me turn this volume up. Okay, I got the volume up because I don't have the microphone right in front of me. If you all can hear me pretty well. Oh, I'm doing something a little different on YouTube as well. I have my camera angle differently. It's vertical, so it's not horizontal on YouTube. Okay, since I have people coming in, I'm gonna go ahead and discuss the topic. Yes, you can hear me good. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you so much. So let's take a Super Bowl halftime break. I have my Living My Best Life shirt on. Okay, I have people coming in on Facebook as well. And I will go ahead and air live, and I will go back later just to see how the quality of the video is, if everything is freezing up or showing clear on YouTube. So as you all coming in, make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the share button, share this information on your timeline. If you're watching, thank you for the thumbs up. My YouTube and Facebook family, my YouTube followers. Let me adjust this. Hit the thumbs up, right? It helps the channel. It helps spread the content. It helps spread the knowledge. So it's that time of year. Jesus, hello, how are you from California? Stephanie, interested in your relationship. I mean, Steph, not Stephanie. Hello, Antonio, Steph. Looks like my video on YouTube may be freezing up some. So, yeah. Steph, I have received your consultation payment. And actually, when I log off, you will be one of the first two people that I will look at portfolio. Just make sure you get that notarized information to me ASAP. Even with you submitting paper, your payment, I mean, there's not a lot I can do without the notarized information. Along with the payment, that's the first thing that I need to get started with you. So, hello, this is LaTanya. Some people know me as Miss Coach DeLoach and the sports basketball world. So you all mainly know me as the Queen of Credit, right? So let's have Credit Church teaching and preaching the gospel of credit. So first of all, I want to start the topic off by stating that there is a grave difference between credit and debt. I don't think people understand that. There's a big difference between credit and debt. And a lot of people, or the mass majority of the population, seems to think that credit cards are dangerous or can be dangerous because you have a credit limit, meaning that with a debit card, usually And even with debit cards, it's like 11.445 billion insufficient funds fees that have been assessed from banks, from people that use debit card in an incorrect way, and they do not have the funds in the account, and so they get tagged or charged with insufficient fund fees. Um, so a lot of people get this misconception that credit cards are dangerous. You should not to exceed the limit that's on there. But I want to propose to you, I want to shift your paradigm. I want to give you a different perspective, a different to use credit versus to purchase things. So the first financial foundation that you need to have is to understand that or the difference between assets and liabilities. I follow Robert Kiyosaki a lot. That one of the very first things that Robert Kiyosaki teaches is that things, liabilities are things or items that take money out of your pocket, right? So that's the first financial education one-on-one that you must understand. And what is not taught on a larger level is credit cards can, when used in a very effective way, can help you acquire those assets that can help you put more money into your pocket. All you need is that 3-digit number to be equivalent so you can qualify for credit cards to get the bank money. Willens on YouTube stated, hey, I would love my score to go up 150 points. So because I'm on my webcam and it seems to be freezing up a little. So I would try to type my email address. If not, someone on YouTube comment, put my email address is ld@fixmycreditandcash.com. ld@fixmycreditandcash.com. So I want to make sure that I'm not freezing up on YouTube. And so credit cards can, when used the correct way, the right way, can help you acquire assets, just like it can help you acquire liabilities or things that put money into your pockets. So how do you position yourself with the holidays coming, approaching? A lot of people are in a spending mindset, right? So I would propose to you that I want you to spend or invest in things that's going to help you financially. It can even be an investment in improving your credit score, getting the professional help you need so that you can have a higher credit score, so that things that you have financed or get financed, you won't be financed in the double digits of interest rates, but single digits of interest rates, right? And so credit, when used appropriately, credit cards can be converted into cash or into money into the bank. So I'm going to tell you one way in particular is if you have credit card offers for 0% interest rates, balance transfers, and they come with checks. One way is to simply subscribe or pay in order to that check to yourself. Okay, I think I have it. Pay in order to yourself in your name and simply deposit that check into your checking account. Let me type my email in. Simply deposit that check into your checking account. That's one way that credit cards can be converted into cash. Another way that credit cards can be converted into cash, right, is through business entities and business setup. So I won't get into details, but I just want you to know that there are less than 1 out of 4 Americans that have $400 of cash on hand in case of an emergency. Now, credit cards were never created to supplement your income or replace your income. It never was created for emergency situations. Credit cards were created for the same reason that cash was created, is because people wanted a lighter way, things that are lightweight to make transactions with, right? Because we know that gold was or is the originator of money or the true source of money. And gold was such heavy in weight that people look for resources or sources to exchange funds for services in lightweight manner. So that was the whole purpose of credit cards, the same purpose of cash. Credit cards was created for more secure purchases, meaning that you have identity theft on credit cards, unlike your debit card. In the event that your identity theft has taken on your credit report, your credit cards, then you are immediately, and that's not what I really want to get into, but you are immediately refunded that money onto your credit card, unlike a debit card, right? Unlike a debit card where it can tie up your funds and your money all at the same times. Okay, Steph, I understand. I said I would, Steph. And I'm talking to people, someone on YouTube. I said I will review it. Right? I'm not saying I didn't receive it, Steph. I'm saying I deal with hundreds of people. So, you're not just my only client. So maybe I just noticed when you logged on that came to my memory that I remember receiving the payment. And I wanted to let you know that. Thank you, Antonio, for putting my email in on YouTube. On my end, I don't know how this is working, but I mean, on your end, I don't know how this is working on YouTube, but on my end, it's freezing up. And something about credit restoration, when you sign up for credit services, just, you have to know this is a business. I know some of my clients by name. Some of you I don't. So, I think people are so just, I don't know if skeptical or impatient is the word. I don't get the mindset of, hey, I gave you this, I gave you that. You did. Okay, I will look that up. I'm not in any type of way trying to say you didn't get the information in. But just know some people, it takes them time to even make up in their mind that they will invest in themselves with credit. And I'm not sure if the impatience or the skepticism comes from, maybe I haven't paid many creditors, so I want to ensure that no one is scamming me or ripping me off, because I may be a person who have not paid my accounts as agreed, or that their situation is in such they've waited till their credit somewhat hits rock bottom, and now they're trying to, in an emergency situation, get their credit enhanced. And as a result, they want, but let me tell you something about credit. It takes time for your credit to be bad. It does not happen overnight. And this is my rule of thumb. Okay, Antonio. Because that person put 3 exclamation marks. So I don't know if they're just excited to tell me I received it, or they're saying, hey, did you, I thought you said you received it, in a panic mode. Sometimes when texting and things like that, you won't read into it. But this is just my rule of thumb. It usually takes 30 days for collections to be reported on your credit report. Immediately, hard pulls or inquiries are reported on your credit report. It takes 6 months for charge-offs to be reported on your credit report. And it takes 6 months to a year for a bankruptcy to be reported, especially if you have a lot of debts that's discharged. So my advice is have that same psychological mindset of my inquiries should be a quick deletion. My collections should be a quick deletion, 30 days or less. My charge-offs took 6 months to report. So I should give myself or the person that I'm working with is me, Queen of Credit, 6 months to get those deleted, and bankruptcy 6 months to a year. Right? That should be your mindset with any credit thing. And just know that whenever anyone is giving you live information about credit, they may or may not, off the top of their head, because they're dealing with many clients, have your information right on their mind, because at this time, I'm, just speaking about credit cards and how to make money when you don't have money, and how to use credit cards in a great way. So speaking of about inquiries, oftentimes when people are going shopping, the stores will have the people that's selling retail to solicit, hey, why don't you apply for this card? You get 15, 10% off, 20% off your purchase. And a lot of people will make those inquiries, but just know that would damage if your credit score is not in a position, meaning that if it's not at least a 680 or above, right, and you don't know it for sure that you would get approved. Thank you for the digital love on Facebook. That hard pull, that your credit report will hurt your credit score. Number one, because I call it the 524 rule. If you have more than 5 inquiries in 2 years, 24 months, it will disqualify you not only for FHA mortgage loan, but also if you're a person who's looking to get business credit, it will automatically disqualify you for business credit. Number 3, it decreases your history, which makes up 35% of your credit score. So anytime that you apply for new credit, it decreases the history of old credit. With your FICO score and even with your Vantage score, it's called your credit age. So when you apply for new credit, it decreases your credit age and your history. Now, oftentimes, I usually just go live on Sundays. I don't even do credit work. But back to credit limits, why they're $10,000, $5,000, $15,000, $25,000, a lot of people have this mindset that because they have these high credit limits and there are no immediate repercussions such as an insufficient fund fee, that people will abuse credit cards and not use them in a correct way. And for some people, if you have a consumer mindset or a spending mindset, you may will abuse that. You may will exceed your limit. You may will use that as your supplement income. You may will go on shopping sprees or vacations. You may will say, hey, I deserve to improve my wardrobe. I've been wanting these shoes, or I've been wanting this toy, or I've been wanting this gadget for so long. And now that I have the availability to get it, I will. But let me propose to you a different way. Let me give you a different paradigm, a different way to look at your credit. Number one, credit cards can help you pay off any mortgage, any loan. It's called turning the banks against each other in 5 to 7 years. Credit cards. Number two, credit cards can be converted to cash. So for example, if you are a person who is looking to invest in real estate and you want cash for rental properties purchase, you can get that cash from credit cards. And again, the great thing about credit cards is they have such a high credit limit that if you are approved, you can purchase 3 or 4 homes, or maybe just 1 home, right? But it is still a rental property from using credit cards, where you are not putting your own money at risk. And some people don't make the money, but they can acquire the money through credit cards and get approved through high credit limits. Number 3, the advantages of credit card. Okay. You had 2 minutes inquiries, only 3 of them. And I got some for I have. Yeah, inquiries. Sometime when you're going vehicle shopping or even searching for a home, they will shotgun inquiries. Mean you'll have 20 or more, 15 or more showing on your credit report at one time. And so that's a double-edged sword, because now not only is it showing that you have new credit history or new accounts that you're looking for in your credit reports, you will automatically, systematically be declined for any new credit. That's why I tell people, if you have 6 or more inquiries in 6 months, or 5 or more in 2 years, Stop applying because systematically you will not get approved. Systematically. I did that one time. I was shopping. I had a credit and cash flow conference. I knew that I had not had anyone to pull my credit in 2 years. I knew exactly where I stated for, credit, and I wanted 20% off of a purchase. And so I applied for the new credit and got 20% off, right? Because I knew I was going to buy some things for my conference. But I have been shopping with friends and just, a representative comes to them and asks, would you like to apply for new credit today? With our card today, you'll receive 20% off your entire purchase. And that person half-heartedly would just respond and yeah, let's try. And they'll get declined and they don't understand the damage that just did to their credit score or credit report. So those are the benefits of credit cards. You can use them to pay down a mortgage. You can use them to purchase assets, things that put money into your pocket. And number 3, it puts you at an advantage when your income is low or you're living paycheck to paycheck, because oftentimes credit cards come with great introductory offers of 0% interest rate for 12 months or 15 months. So it gives you 12 to 15 months and sometimes to refinance some things at high interest rates, if you have the cash flow to and a plan together to pay that balance off in 12 to 15 months at 0% interest rate. So I always come from the Bible, 2 Kings. This is Credit Church, and I tell people that this is the #1 best-selling book on finances. If you can understand it, you can relate. Now, if you're a person who's telling me I wouldn't have the discipline to have a $25,000 credit card or a $15,000 credit card, then I really hate it for you, because credit cards can position you to make more money when you're not getting paid enough money at your job. Okay, most are for vehicles. Okay, Antonio, I got you. Most are for vehicles. Okay. Most of those inquiries are for vehicles. So 2 Kings chapter 4, Elijah is speaking to a widow woman, and we're going to sign off, but I'm going to show you in practicality how this #1 best-selling book on finances really helps you learn how to use credit card or use your credit to build wealth or to get more money. So there was a certain widow woman, the sons of the prophets, who said unto Elijah, my husband is dead. He did fear the Lord, and a creditor is come to take him, my 2 sons, to be bondmen. And Elijah said to her, what can I do for you? Tell me, what do you have in your house? So in other words, what do you have in your checking account? What's your checking account balance? How much money do you have? Do you have any assets? So what Elijah is asking her in 2019 terms. She said, I don't have anything. I don't have anything in my checking account. I may be in the negative, but I have a little pot of oil. So he recognized that she had a skill that she could use to increase and have more money. Now, one thing Elijah did not tell her to do was to give her offering or to give her last. He told her to use her skill and her credit. Her skill and her credit. Because in verse 3, it says, Elijah said, go borrow. Borrow means borrow. Borrow means obtain something that's not mine. Go borrow vessels from your neighbors, even empty vessels, and don't borrow a few. Get as much credit as you can get. Get as much limit as you can get. And then he told her to do this, to do what with? What with? Oh, Antonio, it's just the Bible. The keyword study Bible. Okay, someone on Facebook, is there any cards that I recommend? I will answer that in a few minutes, Facebook. And he said, when you come in, shut the door, keep people out of your business. Don't broadcast to everybody you have these high limit credit cards, because some people don't understand credit. They don't understand the healthy way to use it. Dave Ramsey probably would never teach this scripture in the Bible the way I'm going to teach it, because he doesn't believe in using the power of credit, right? But I'm just reading what the Bible states. And he said, put all of these vessels, all of these pots aside when they are full. He told her to max out your credit, right? And she shut the door. She kept people out of her business. It came to pass, the pots were full. And he said to her, bring me a vessel. And she said, there is no more. And the oil stayed. So he helped her build this business. He consulted her. Is what I'm doing. He consulted her on how to use her credit. So he said, go sell the oil and pay your debt. This is the point that I want to make. In verse 7 of 2 Kings chapter 4, it was referred to as debt. In verse 3, he told her to go borrow. He didn't say you are getting in debt. They didn't call it debt until verse 7. He did not call her borrowing getting in debt. He called the debt that was first recognized when she said, the creditors are coming to get my son. The difference between debt and credit, people, is debt is anything that you have to subscribe your name to or sign your name on the dotted line to obtain, like your home, your vehicle. You have to sign your name, and it comes with a collateral attached to it. Meaning that if you default on that debt of getting that new vehicle, then they have the rights to come back and repossess it. If you default on that debt or getting this new home, not that I'm discouraging you, but I'm letting you know the difference. They have the right to come back and foreclose that home. With credit cards, it's unsecured, meaning that it does not require your signature. All it requires is your creditable name or a good credit score. And that's why I suggest that people start with credit cards first, because credit cards can get you the money that your income cannot get you. Sometimes it takes people years to save up $25,000, but I have a $25,000 credit card. It didn't take me years. And if I want to use that credit card to invest in assets and things that will bring me more money, I preferably like real estate. Some people may like Forex. Some people might like, thank you for the digital love on Facebook. Some people may like stocks. Then that's what you need. But credit cards can be used in so many different ways. So many different ways. So how to make more money when you don't have money. The next thing I want to bring out to you, then I'm closing, is this W-4 form. This is how you make more money when you don't have the money. I have the website NoMoney𝒬𝓃𝓆𝑒𝓃𝓃𝓄𝒀𝒀𝑒𝑒𝑟. This is how you make more money when you don't have the money. I know, again, that Dave Ramsey teaches to go get second jobs or get a second job. But people with second jobs are taxed higher. Are you in a higher tax bracket? So the name of the game is to save on these three things, or to learn how to leverage these three things: your taxes, your credit, and your cash flow. Cash flow is different than cash. The banks don't value your cash. They lend it out as soon as you deposit it in there. They don't want your cash. The banks want your cash flow, meaning they want you to be in debt to a home and pay them for 15 to 30 years. They want you to purchase a vehicle and pay them for 3 to 5 years. They want your cash flow. They don't value your cash. They don't even keep it in the banks. They want the cash flow. because they know as long as they have created an agreement with you out of thin air, out of a paper contract, that they will always have money flowing into the business, because they know cash is printed on large volumes, and the more something is distributed into the marketplace, valuable it is. We know that from Bentleys and Rolls Royce. That's why they only make limited amounts, because they don't want a wide range of circulation on their vehicles, because they want their vehicles to always hold their value. So something is printed freely and freely distributed in such a large amount, the value of it decreases, meaning that's what we call inflation. Inflation is when prices rise on the services that we have every day, making the paper dollar worth less, meaning that $1 in 1970 cannot purchase the same amount of gas that $1 can purchase in 2019. So that's why the banks don't value cash. And so as an employee, when you don't understand how to complete this W-4, and I have a W-4 wealth training, and it's also for a $49.99 consultation. That's the price. When you don't know how to answer these questions correctly, such as credit for other dependents, and you don't understand that just because someone lives with you does not qualify them to be your dependent, and you don't answer these questions accordingly, or you don't understand the child tax credit, but most importantly, you don't understand the second section of the W-4, that's adjustments and deductions. And so once you don't understand this, people, the adjustments of deductions, which also add up and include how many allowances that you claim on your W-4, you're losing money. Most people lose from, on average, $200, $600 out of their paychecks. $200 to $600 out of their paychecks. Going to repeat that 3 times. $200 to $600 out of their paychecks, because they do not want the W-4 wealth consultation for $49 to see if they have this form completed correctly and if their sufficient amount of taxes are be taken out of their paycheck. Usually people had an additional $200 a month coming in their household, which includes their paycheck, instead of getting a second job, right? And you have inflation fighting the dollar and your taxes from that second job. 2 jobs are for 2 people. So you're one person, but you're going to be taxed as 2. So what do I mean by that? If you are taxed 30% on every dollar that you earn, you're only bringing 70 cents home out of every dollar that you earn. So if you're only bringing 70 cents home, and then inflation is increasing, I mean, the prices of everything is increasing, right? It costs you more money to buy things now than it did in the past. Jesus said the dollar loses 2% of its value every year, then you're going to lose. You're losing, which means now your dollar is really worth 30 cents that you're bringing home and working for. So if you want credit consultation, debt collectors, cash flow consultation through my W-4 wealth training, reach out to me on Facebook. When I upload this video, I will put my email, but my email is ld@fixmycreditandcash.com. Facebook, I have to log off. My battery is at 5%. But before I log off, someone asked me the question, how to avoid arbitration in contracts. Steph, I'm not sure what you mean by that, from NJ. What would be the arbitration? It's really just a contractual agreement. That's why, people say, well, I can get hard money to get approved to invest. Getting hard money is hard because you have to have collateral. So what, arbitration are you referring to? Because when you make a contractual agreement by signing your name, then it's an agreement. And in that agreement, it have that if you don't pay as agreed, the collateral attached with the contract can be repossessed or foreclosed upon if it's a home. The credit cards, if you are in position to get credit cards, you need to look at your inquiries. Make sure the 524 rules, you don't have more than 5 inquiries in the last 24 months. Also, I also suggest my Jewelers Club for those who are in the process of rebuilding their credit, or maybe you're at a 620 credit score, because their credit limit will be at $5,000, and it reports to all 3 credit agencies. And so how credit cards work is they look at your highest credit limit to match what credit limit they will approve you for. So some of the easier credit cards to get approved for, if you're at a 620, are always starting with Capital One. It's usually easier. Some people may have to start with a secured card and then build their way up to unsecured. Secured means your money is back in the card. Unsecured means just your credit. You don't, need money. And then as you build up, some of the great balance transfer cards that I personally have are Chase and Bank of America. They have really, really good balance transfer offers. Chase also have very good points and cashback rewards. But I do have Discover, and I do have Citi Card, and I do have Barclays. So just know it's also a strategy when applying for credit card. I just wouldn't go out and, just run inquiries up that will lower your credit score and just try to get approval. You should get consultation with that as well to see if your credit is in position to qualify before you just get anything approved. So, or you just allow anyone to run your credit and just hope that I can get approved. And then from personal credit cards, then I advise to build it with business credit. But hey, I'm going to get to work now. Let me look at Steph's email. Just don't text me on Sundays. Emails are always welcome. Just don't text me, because usually I'm with my friends or family or watching football, or just looking at some credit reports or responding to some emails if I'm in that mindset or that time frame. This is Credit Church. Make sure you hit like and hit share if this was any help information to you. This is the Queen of Credit. I'm signing off. You all have a great, great Sunday. Thanks for tuning in. Also, YouTube, take the time to hit that thumbs up button. Right? Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit like. It brings more people to the channel. It helps build my audience, and it also helps get this information out. Thanks for tuning in on a Sunday. This is when the real people show up, right? When everyone else is watching football, the hot quarterback and the team records, this is when the real people show up, and this is how people improve their credit and their cash flow. Trying to end this live. It just see if it's gonna allow me. Yes, sure you want to end. Glad I have touchscreen. Yes, I do want to end.